Have you ever woken up in the middle of the night, in complete darkness and total silence, and felt it, that small, warm weight pressed against your legs, or tucked beside your shoulder, or right there on your chest, rising and falling with your every breath? Your cat found you again, in the dark, out of every spot in the entire house, the warm corners, the soft cushions, the quiet places that belong entirely to it. It chose to be here, right next to you, close enough that you can feel its heartbeat. Most people smile, pull the blanket a little tighter, and drift back to sleep without a second thought. But what if that moment, that quiet, unremarkable moment that happens in millions of homes every single night, is actually one of the most meaningful things your cat will ever do? Because here's the thing. What your cat is doing when it stays close to you at night is not about warmth. It's not about habit. And it is absolutely not random. There is a message being delivered in that darkness, in the only language your cat truly has, and most owners have been sleeping right through it for years. Stay with me, because by the end of this story, you will understand something about your cat that will change the way you feel every time it curls up beside you in the night. Let's start with something every cat owner knows. During the day, your cat can be a mystery. It disappears for hours. It sits in windows staring at things you cannot see. It moves through the house on its own. Quiet agenda, appearing and vanishing according to rules only it understands. It can seem untouchable, self-contained, perfectly complete without you. And then, night falls, and something shifts. The cat that spent the afternoon ignoring you from the top of the bookshelf is suddenly very interested in where you are. It follows you to the bedroom. It watches you settle in. And then, with that casual, deliberate grace that cats carry everywhere, it finds its place beside you, and stays there until morning. What most owners don't realize is that this shift is not accidental. It is not simply the cat getting cold or bored or randomly deciding the bed is the best surface in the house. The shift from day independence to night closeness is one of the most revealing things a cat will ever show you about how it truly feels. And to understand why, we have to go back, far back, to what cats were before they ever shared a roof with us. Cats are crepuscular hunters by deep evolutionary design, most active at dawn and dusk. But the cover of true darkness carries its own ancient weight in their world. Night, for a small predator, is a time of heightened alertness. It is when larger threats move, when the world becomes harder to read, when the senses that a cat trusts, its extraordinary vision, its whisker sensitivity, its ability to detect the faintest vibration, are pushed to their limits. In the wild, small cats do not sleep exposed and alone in open spaces at night. They find shelter, they find cover, they find places of safety, because vulnerability and darkness can be the last mistake a small predator ever makes. Something deeper is happening here than most people consider. When your cat chooses to sleep pressed against your body at night, it is tapping into one of the most ancient survival impulses in its entire biology. It is selecting its safest possible place in the world. And that place, out of every option available to it, is you. You are not just convenient. You are not just warm. In the deepest, most primal language of your cat's nervous system, you are safe ground. But there's another layer to this story, one that has nothing to do with ancient survival and everything to do with something much more personal. Think about what your cat actually does when it settles against you at night. It doesn't just collapse in your general direction. It makes choices, precise, deliberate, almost architectural choices. Some cats press their back against your legs, always in the same spot. Some circle 3 times and tuck themselves into the curve behind your knees. Some make the slow, careful climb up to your chest and rest their chin on your collarbone, close enough that their whiskers brush your skin. These positions are not random. Researchers who study feline sleep behavior have noted that the specific way a cat positions itself during sleep reveals something profound about its emotional state and its level of trust. A cat sleeping with its back to you, belly exposed, completely unguarded, is in a state of deep, total vulnerability. And a cat only allows itself that kind of vulnerability in the presence of something it trusts completely. Your cat, curled against you at night, with its eyes closed and its breathing slow, is showing you something it shows almost nothing else in the world. It is letting its guard down entirely. It is saying, without a single sound, I am safe here. I am safe with you. And this is where it gets interesting, because that level of trust from a cat does not come easily. It is not given out of obligation. It cannot be bought with treats or earned with expensive toys. It is given slowly, carefully, and only to the ones who have proven, over time, and in small, quiet ways, that they deserve it. If your cat finds you in the dark every night, you have earned something extraordinary. Now let's talk about something that happens during those nighttime hours that most owners never notice. Because it happens in a register too subtle for most of us to consciously register. And yet, it may be the most powerful thing happening between you and your cat in that whole shared night. Your cat is listening to you breathe. This sounds simple, almost too simple, but stay with me because there's a reason it matters. Cats have an incredibly sophisticated ability to read physiological states in the animals and people around them. They can detect changes in breathing patterns, in heart rate, in body temperature. These are survival skills honed over millions of years. The ability to sense when something in the environment has shifted, when a resting body has become an alert one, when the energy in a space has changed. When your cat lies against your chest or your side at night, it is in constant passive contact with all of these signals. It knows the rhythm of your calm breathing. It knows the particular warmth of your body at rest. It knows the specific stillness of you, sleeping peacefully in a way that goes beyond anything it could learn in the daylight. What most owners don't realize is that this goes both ways. Research in human-animal interaction has found that the presence of a cat during sleep measurably affects the owner's physiological state too. Heart rate slows. Cortisol levels, in the stress hormone, decrease. The quality of sleep improves in ways that show up in measurable biological data, not just in how people say they feel in the morning. You are regulating each other. In the dark, in the quiet, without a word being spoken or a conscious thought being had, you and your cat are taking care of each other's nervous systems through the simple fact of shared presence. Something deeper is happening here than two creatures sharing a bed. This is co-regulation. This is biology recognizing biology and responding with the oldest message in the world. You are not alone. I am here. Rest. There's something else your cat is telling you at night that I want to share with you now because it took me a long time to fully understand it. And I think it's the piece of this story that lands the hardest. Your cat is telling you it misses you. During the day, cats are independent. They need stimulation and solitude and space to be fully themselves. But here is what nobody tells you about cats. Independence and attachment are not opposites. They are not contradictions. A cat can be profoundly independent during the day and profoundly bonded to you by night. And both things are completely true at the same time. Think about the last time you came home after a long day away. Maybe you were gone for 10 hours, maybe longer. The house was quiet the whole time you were gone. And your cat, what did it do when you walked through the door? Maybe it appeared from somewhere unexpected. Maybe it moved toward you without quite looking directly at you, the way cats do when they're feeling something they don't want to show too obviously. Maybe it simply settled near you faster than usual, closer than usual that evening, and later, when the lights went out, it found you again. Animal behavior researchers have documented something beautiful in long-term cat-owner relationships. Over months and years, cats in bonded households consistently seek physical proximity to their chosen person in the hours just before and just after sleep. The researchers interpret this as a reunion behavior, a quiet physical acknowledgement of connection after a period of separation. Your cat is not just sleeping next to you. It is, in its own wordless way, making up for lost time. And this leads us to the part of the story I want you to carry with you long after this video ends. We live in a world that moves very fast. There are days when the busyness swallows everything. When you pass through your own home like a visitor, distracted, half present, your mind already 3 hours ahead of your body. Days when the cat gets fed and the water bowl gets filled, and that's the extent of the interaction. Days when you barely remember it was there. But your cat remembers. Your cat always remembers. And when the world finally goes quiet, and the screens go dark and the noise of the day falls away, your cat comes to find you. Not to ask for anything, not to demand anything, just to be close, just to confirm, in the oldest and simplest language that exists, that you are still its person. That whatever the day held, whatever pulled you away, whatever took your attention, the night still belongs to this, to the two of you, together. That small, warm weight in the darkness is not just a sleeping cat. It is a living, breathing declaration of trust, of loyalty, of a bond so quiet and so consistent that it happens every single night, whether you notice it or not, whether you understand it or not. Your cat finds you in the dark because you are its safe place in a world that doesn't always feel safe, because your breathing is the most familiar sound it knows. Because in the long, private story of its life, you are the chapter it returns to every night without fail. The next time you feel that warmth settle against you in the silence before you close your eyes again, take just one moment. Feel the weight of it, the realness of it. That is your cat telling you something it has no other way to say. I love you. I trust you. I am exactly where I want to be. And now, for the first time, you understand exactly what it means. If this story gave you a new way of seeing those quiet nighttime moments with your cat, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And if you want to keep going deeper into the hidden emotional world of cats, stay right here because there is so much more to discover.